crazy episode, man. So much happened over this last week, and this is another one again. Maybe the first person shooter space, the genre, is starting to figure out the news cycle of the scope, and they're planning around us now, because this is another good timing episode. It doesn't happen very often, but today is a good timing episode because of all the Battle State game stuff that we got to talk about. And then Gray Zone launches, holy crap, tomorrow morning already. So there's a lot of stuff in that to break down and talk about. And then you have like all that stuff going on in the like tactical shooter space, and then Arena Breakout is still doing its thing and planned for next week. So just an absolute insane episode going on. I am one of your co-hosts, Crash, joined by my other two co-hosts, Buff and Blue. How are you doing, men?
What's up?
Excellent. Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
It is a Monday, but this is the best part. Justin with the $4.99. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We'll send that right down to the production team, I guess. The chat is working, I think, but it's tiny. So I will work on that in the meantime. Don't fret. Trying to combine the two chats. For those of you who don't know, the scope is coming to you in whatever format you please. We have an audio only experience you can find down to the links to in the description. We have the normal 16:9 2K streaming to you live via the magic of the internet to YouTube, along with, if you prefer vertical format on your mobile device, there is that stream on the shorts feed as well. We are all over the place, syndicated, and bringing you all the good information that we can. I'm hyped up. That those words are tiny on the screen, so I'll work on that. Guys, what do we got? What do we got going on? How was the weekend? Anybody do anything crazy?
I did. Always something happening.
I feel like Blue is always doing something crazy.
He's out here doing stuff. He's a mover and a groover, dude.
I forgot to. I
typical Florida
person. Typical Florida man. Yeah. I went to Decision Tactical again, this time with a good buddy of mine, Justin Red. We went over and did some training. Basically, if you don't know what that is, let me see if I can actually. I forgot to send it to the boys. It was so good. It's basically live, not live fire, but it's airsoft lasers, pretty much airsoft weapons, mixed with on screen targets with scenarios, and then on top of that there is a way to like do like a shoot house almost. I'm actually gonna post it in our chat just so I'm curious if that'll work. Yeah, it should work because I forgot to put that earlier too. It's called it's called Decision Tactical. It's basically where you go, you get assigned as a Glock 17, but of course it's just an airsoft Glock with the CO2 canister. Got a laser under rail attachment as well, and then it's got it gave you a core belt, which is really nice. There it is. It's posted. They give you like a core belt which holds 2 extra magazines and the holster for the Glock, and you go in and you can do different scenarios, anything from a what's the word, from like it's all like police Leo stuff. So one of them was like a domestic call at an apartment. The other one is like a mall shooting, responding to a mall shooting. The other one is a terrorist attack in the suburban area. Yeah, they throw a bunch of situations at you all in real time, and you have to react to it, talk to the people on screen, they react to what you say, and then and it was me and a buddy of mine, so it was really cool. It's basically less expensive than buying ammo and going to the range, so you can still practice all your fundamentals. And then they have an indoor range too, which is all laser TV screen as well too. So the best part about it is that there's no actual round, so they have a bar and a kitchen there as well too, and the bar faces the range, so you can see everyone shooting and doing drills while you're just sipping a beer or eating a smash burger, stuff like that. So, and then we went to downtown Orlando, walked around a bit. There was an Orlando Magic and Cavaliers game that happened, so traffic down there was crazy, and a Puerto Rican parade as well too. So it was just it was nonstop. Even in my hometown, or not in that hometown, actually, the town I moved to, there was drag boat racing. There was motorcycle like bike fest going on. There was a blueberry festival, dude. There was just everything going on this weekend. So
Jeez.
couldn't get to it all, but I did a lot, and I was able to get some gaming in as much as I tried, but it wasn't a lot. So
That's awesome. Good stuff. Got a lot going on down in Florida, I guess. What did I do?
Mhm.
I worked out. Then I worked out again and watched some hockey playoffs, and then I worked out. And then I think I worked out again. So did a lot of working out and watching watching some sports this weekend. I did do some gaming. I did some the DMZ stream Saturday, and then yesterday I was messing around with some operator, and I did hydrate, Fenix. Thank you. I was messing around with operator and for some different content, and I was doing a little bit more of it. So I actually I posted a video yesterday, and I was like hating how it looked, and I put the graphics to like very ultra low, and it just it's crazy like how it looks just 100% better with the ultra low settings compared to where I had it at like medium or low. So I really do like operator, but that's kind of like where I'm stuck, because it's like I can play operator barely, I can play ready or not barely, and like anything else I really can't play. So that's where I'll be upgrading my PC here in a few months, hopefully. But
Gray Zone
operator,
finally
yeah,
made it
right.
for
I
you.
know, yeah. Gray Zone and Arena Breakout Infinite, just like we're at the point, man. There's just nothing on consoles anymore. There was a time where everything was on consoles. You had like good Battlefields, some decent Call of Duty, and like a good Battlefield was all I used to need. That's all I would ever play. Now we have no good Battlefields, and Call of Duty, unfortunately, just not any good. So just it's time to upgrade the PC. But I do really like Operator. I mean, that's a really fun. That's a really fun game. I can see just a lot of replay value in that for sure. So definitely once I upgrade
I
my
might have to
PC,
check
it'll
it
be a
out.
lot of
I've
fun.
definitely I think Ground Branch kind of just did it for me when in terms of like long development cycle, and
Mhm.
it's the content is a little lackluster when it comes to like the missions and the mission types. The
For
weapon
Ground Branch?
customization for Ground Branch, yeah, like the
Yeah,
weapon
yeah.
and the weapon customization, the operator customization, the
Mhm.
graphics look really good, but
Yeah.
it's just like doing the same missions over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. So I don't know if operator has different kinds of missions. I
Yeah,
actually never really
they
looked into it.
actually added a bunch, and they have another big update coming here shortly. But they added a bunch of new
Hmm.
missions from the last time I was playing, probably like end of the year, early in January, maybe. Um, they added some more missions. So I mean, there's definitely completely different kinds of missions for sure. Like going in and do it. Just the basic one. The first one is just like clean house. You just go in. There's like a terrorist cell in this house. You just go in and kill everyone. It's basic. And then there's other stuff like you need to take out Russian BTR. That's like pinning down Ukrainian forces
A whole BTR you got to take out.
yeah. And then there's another one where like a convoy was ambushed by Russian Spetsnaz, and they took like sensitive intel that they didn't realize they had. So you got to go in. And retrieve the intel. And there's a good amount of missions there, man. I mean, it's fun for sure. I definitely want to see. They're slowly adding new weapons, and they kind of tease what's coming, like putting it in the game. Like you can see an M82 they just put in, but you can't get it yet. So they're teasing that it's coming. Teasing that it's coming, but the weapon customization, I will say, like Ground Branch has great customization, but the customization in Operator
I think it takes a little bit to
is
another level. You're changing
yeah,
out like pistol
yeah,
grips and
everything.
yeah.
It's I would say equal to, if not better than Tarkov. The only issue is you don't have as many weapons. But the cool thing, like there's the handguards for the M4. There's like 30 different handguards and stuff you can do. So I mean, there's a lot of assets in that game. Completely customize your operator, add a lot of new clothing, things like that. So that's a game that you can play with friends too in co-op. Just PvE straight, but it's a lot of fun. So
I'm
had a
looking at
good
it right
time with
now.
that.
It's mostly positive reviews. So
Yeah, it's
good
it's
to see.
definitely good. It's good for sure. Definitely good fun. I mean, you get like a crew of a couple guys together and do some of those missions. It's like I've played through Clean House dozens of times, and it's fun every time. So
All
Dude,
right, cool.
you guys were killing it out there. I was like putting out fires on the production team side, so thank you for
I noticed.
talking.
I
I got the
noticed. I
chat
noticed.
fixed. Look
We
at
We
me.
saw it.
got you. We got you.
Looks much
Dude,
better.
chat
I
is
love it.
working, and both the vertical chat and horizontal chats are mixed together, and it's working. And I'm
Woo!
excited. And it's all because Woomeister donated $4.99 to the production team. Thanks, man. They
He
absolutely
gave them a little boost.
They
Yeah,
got that
that got
money
him
and they
going.
said we'll do our job now.
That got him going. A little extra bonus. Blue, that's dude, what you did was sick, man. I think those, with the way like ammo prices and stuff are going, like training things like that are huge. Like that's so awesome to be able to have something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and it's like it's cool because you can do a membership as well too. And at the long run, and like they give you like a certain amount of credits per scenario, per like what I sent on the Discord was the part of the shoot house. So you got to get it in like super quick time, super accurate as well too. And they have like, they have it where it's like they have like a bunch of body bags that you got to cut through, or the like those UFC fight dummies that you got to push your way through. So, you're going for time, you're going for speed, you're going for accuracy. So, the whole saying slow is smooth is fast, that's very
Yeah.
accurate there. So
That's super cool. And yeah, you want to know of something funny about my weekend? I got this pulled up to show you guys. We played Search and Destroy again, and I didn't know it. I was, for the last like few weeks, I've been joking about making a spreadsheet to track our stats in Search and Destroy because they have to be crazy. And little did I know, Katie, who we play with almost every night, she's a friend of mine who plays Search with
don't
us.
tell me.
She built a spreadsheet, dude.
Since when?
So it's been running for about 2 weeks, and you
Nice.
guys have to see the stats on this thing.
I
It's
gotta
insane.
see this. I gotta see this.
We have a 92.59% win rate.
Oh my god.
We have a 75.8% win rate. She broke it down by results too, like round scores.
Oh wow.
33% of the time, 1/3 of our matches, we win 6-0. They don't even win a round.
That's amazing.
It is actually, yeah, it's crazy. It's broken down by map win percentage, like map wins by map frequency, losses by map frequency. So it shows that. But basically, over the last couple weeks, I think it's in 54 matches. We only lost 4 matches. So 150 lost 4.
That's insane.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
And I know a couple of those losses are cheaters. So like,
So if
blatant
there weren't cheaters involved, yeah.
So dude, it's insane. So we're gonna keep
Got an
this
active win
thing
streak.
running. We're gonna
Now
keep,
is that's Modern Warfare 2 S&D,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Sorry.
Nice,
That's the old game.
The
It's
one,
actually-
better
the one that's
S&D.
good. Yeah, the one that's good.
It's
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
fun to play Search in. Yeah.
It is
That's
most
awesome.
time in our
Pretty
hands.
So that's what we've been doing over on Twitch. And she's like, "Do you guys want to see your stats?" And I was like, "What?" And
what?
she's like, "I
Yeah, the
posted in
fact
the
that she was
Discord."
sitting there. Yeah.
That's a sick surprise.
Dude, I had no idea she was doing it. It's awesome because now it makes me like want to play it and like keep grinding and stuff. But like to see how crazy we can get these stats to go. That's pretty awesome. 95% win rate feels good. Like that feels pretty good.
Yeah, and like you said, what percentage of those losses are legit versus cheaters? It's probably like 50-50 or like 70-30.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple of those 4 losses that were a little weird, and even some that were a lot weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, we have a lot of stuff to get into. Should we go ahead and wade into this mess?
Big show.
Let's
Let's do it.
man. We got a lot.
All right. I thought
The
it would be
greatest
cool.
game ever, Tarkov. It's just amazing.
I thought
Can't
it would
wait
be
to-
I thought it'd be smart to kind of go chronologically, like the Battle State game stuff happened first, and then Gray Zone is like, oh my god, like it just went crazy today. So, like I thought a little chronological order might not be too bad.
I like it.
Yeah, you guys all followed the BSG drama, right? Like with everything going on with Tarkov.
Oh, yeah.
How could you not, dude? That thing blew
Yeah.
up so fast.
Twitter page was out of control.
It was everywhere. Yeah, I guess like just to kind of react to how it started, man. For those of you who don't know, I'll try to run it down super fast and then we can kind of wade through it. But what happened was Tarkov took away the EOD edition a long time ago. And then fast forward until earlier this week, or I guess last week, mid last week, they announced a new edition called the Unheard Edition, which is kind of ironically named in my opinion, that had a lot of pay to win stuff. The biggest thing was, I mean, from the pay to, like, you could argue EOD was like pay to win. I kind of thought it was like more pay for convenience. I was never like, oh my God, I died to that guy because they had an EOD edition. But the stuff that's in here is like, there's a radio that you can call in friends into your raid if you're in trouble. There's one, the craziest, almost the craziest one is like you get max scav reps. So scavs over 60 meters don't shoot at you. So sniper scavs and stuff won't shoot at you anymore.
That's yeah.
That's so dumb. It's when you're 60 meters or more away, right?
Right. So like the sniper scavs on customs and stuff are like not going to shoot you
which is
anymore.
Insane.
That's so crazy. And then the big one that got most people mad was PvE Tarkov, or single player Tarkov, which is a mod that you can play with now. But people that were doing that were actually, I heard some of them were actually getting banned. I heard some of them were actually getting DMCA'd for doing this. And now it makes sense because they put it behind this 250. What?
Yeah, sorry, we gotta talk about what the heck just happened.
Nebula, what are you doing, dude?
Wait, what happened? What did I miss?
$100 donation
$100
in YouTube super chat.
Oh my God!
I moved to a different page for a second. Holy crap, Nebula! Good God!
Oh my God, dude! All right, well, guys, that's a show. I've
thanks
made
for
enough money
let's
to
retire.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It was good.
We had a good run. Thanks for you guys tuning in. It was great. I enjoyed the show. Thanks to Buff and Blue for being a part of the program all these years.
Dude, anytime. I love showing up. You know, anytime you need me. Everyone have a great week.
And all right.
I think I was just a guest.
I'll just end the stream. Dude, Nebula, holy cow, man. Keeping the lights on around here, baby. Thank you so much, dude.
Appreciate it.
Really
awesome.
Appreciate that, man. That's a ridiculous amount of money, dude. Thank you. Wow. Okay, I'll try to
legend.
I'll try to get it back together.
On track.
Yeah, focus.
I'm gonna try to pull it back together. I'll probably say thank you like at least one time for each dollar, so you get 100 more. You get 99 more. So yeah, the big like they were DMCA'ing and taking down PvE Tarkov, like single player Tarkov, and now it makes sense because they put it behind this $250 paywall. $250 is the addition. So Nebula could have almost bought, with that $100 donation, Nebula could have almost bought half of an Unheard Of edition with that $100 super chat. So not quite an Unheard Of edition. And this is almost half of one.
Yeah, if you upgrade from EOD, yeah.
Yeah, you could have got the upgrade. If you had EOD, you could have got it from there.
The barely heard edition.
Yeah, just the heard edition, not the unheard edition. But yeah, man. So that was like all bullshit. But the craziest thing was that if you look at the old EOD store page, it says with EOD, you get access to all subsequent DLCs. And Tarkov, or Battlestate Games, tried to say that single player Tarkov is not a DLC. And so when that first, what's your guys' reaction to that's where we started. So to summarize the whole thing, they've also been kind of walking that back, and we'll go through that timeline as well. But like, what's your guys' initial reaction to that crazy stuff?
I mean, PvE is definitely a DLC to the game. It's an add-on, right? I don't know how you argue it isn't, especially if Breakout or Arena was free to EOD owners. Is that not a DLC? So how do you say that PvE is not DLC?
I just feel like it's the very definition of what DLC is.
I don't know the argument that it's not, and I didn't see an argument that it wasn't either. So I don't know if they had tried to say something. I was reading most of what BSG was updating on X and over on like Reddit, but I didn't see any justification saying that it wasn't DLC.
Yeah, they said DLC is content that you download for the game, and like PVE is a separate experience, even though it's code that you download and it's content for the main game. Like it's DLC.
Yeah,
like
an addition. It's an addition to the game.
it's incredible, man. It's so outrageous. And I uninstalled the game. I mean, you can keep these receipts.
You finally escaped from Tarkov. I saw that.
That tweet kind of went kind of crazy. I was like, guys, I escaped from Tarkov by uninstalling it. I beat the in game. I beat the final boss. I uninstalled it. But man, that's just, yeah. And what was funny is people are like, oh, you'll be back. I'm like, dude, you don't know me. You don't know me very well.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically the theme of the show today is there is now good amount of alternatives and more to come to
actual competition.
So
yeah,
there are
you don't need to go back.
Yeah, and especially for people who want to do.
Nebula, you're on
Nebula dropped another 150 to he just bought an unheard of edition.
Yeah, you got the unheard of edition.
Jeez, man.
Dude,
Nebula,
legend.
thank you so much. That's $250. Holy shit.
You were saving it up for it, didn't you?
Dude, that's crazy. So Nebula, just so you know, man, you spent what would cost an unheard of edition. You actually paid for a podcast that's not that great, but we try really hard. So that's what you get for your $250. Dude, holy crap.
Give you a PvE edition here soon.
Thank you, man.
PvE version of the podcast coming your way.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll just make a podcast for Nebula, just us talking to him.
Only Nebula in chat. He's the only one allowed in.
It won't be awkward at all, dude. Holy cow, dude. Thank you so much. That is insane, man. Thank you, dude. Yeah, bless you, dude. That's a blessing, dude. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, so and then like Nikita tried to walk it back and just say that stuff about how it's not DLC and how it's just like straight up like, and how he was like, he said like something like, I'm sorry that the community feels this way. Like basically saying like we shouldn't feel this way. It's like crazy.
That leaked interview should have been like the final straw for a lot of creators. But the second they started walking back, I would say, some of their I guess promises for the Unheard edition, of not giving it to EOD and then giving it to EOD owners for like 6 months. And then they were like, okay, fine, we'll give it to EOD, but it'll have to be in waves. Like, did you not see, like, he's still not giving you guys what you want? The one thing that really touched you from like a modding community, like fan, the fact that he said like when the interviewer asked, hey, now that's clean streamed SPT Tarkov, are you going to do anything about SPT Tarkov? And he goes, no, let them be for now. That is very like evil, just wording right there. Like he thinks he has all this power to do stuff when in reality, like, I mean, he even tried to go directly after Arena Breakout, which is hilarious. And then the community knows just like, RKO just right, tag team just right after. Like it was insane. Like first the community, was eating him alive, and then the community notes just did it even more. But like, it's not plagiarism whatsoever. It might be just because the game's similar doesn't mean it's plagiarized. So as much as we say, we joke around that Arena Breakout is just a copy of Tarkov, like, oh, look at the line in the trailer, it was like almost the same thing and stuff like that. It's almost like just because again it's similar doesn't mean it's plagiarized. Sure, some people might argue against that fact, but you can't come after them just because of that fact. So and Arena Breakout there, I mean, everyone was other games were hopping on the train just to throw BSG under the bus for a good reason. And I know we talked a little bit before stream, like I've been saying for a while, the reason why I stopped playing for years now is because I just don't I like Tarkov as a game, hate BSG as a company. So Tarkov as a game is
Yeah.
cool. The whole reason why they even named it Escape from Tarkov is because of the Tarkovsky, from the Stalker movie, so that was like their whole roadside picnic, was supposed to be their influence, and they really went off the deep end. And I guess maybe just money got in their way. They just wanted more money, more money, more money. And the fact that they said EOD owners would get every single DLC, and then of course this DLC, which they didn't call a DLC, comes out, and they go, "No, you're not allowed to. You don't get this." And now they're saying you do, and it's all of it is just a bunch of BS, man.
Yep, we'll get through that, and I gotta admit, Blue would say that, and I'm like, man, BSG's not that bad. They're just kind of incompetent. I think now at this point, Blue's 100% right. I concede that to him. My mind has definitely changed, and I think they're malicious. I think they're malicious. I think they're trying to squeeze every little bit of money they can out of their player base, which is such a shitty move, because there are people like me and even before me that spent $150 because you early on in an unpromised game, because you took a bet. You bet on BSG that they're going to finish it out, get to their vision, and you wanted to support them. And they in turn gave you the promise. Like when you buy something, that's like a contract. And the way money is, it's like one of the most important and binding ones. When you do a business dealing, you get what you pay for. You pay the money, and in turn you get the product. On the product, it said all future DLC. And to try to play semantics and say that single player Tarkov isn't DLC to Tarkov, it's a downloadable piece of code that uses the same content in the same main game. There's not a planet where it's not DLC, and there's not a planet where this just isn't a blatant slap in the face of the community and an all-out money grab. And people are like, "You're going to come back to Tarkov, Crash. Tarkov, you need Tarkov more than Tarkov needs you." Watch me, dude. There is not a chance in hell I ever play that game, let alone install it. I'm not even installing the BSG launcher or anything. I would have liked to played, we can get into this a little bit. I would have liked to tried Tarkov's Arena. They're going to do a search and destroy, attack and defend mode, which is what they should have had from launch. And then maybe it wouldn't have been one of the ultimate flops in tactical gaming history, and probably why they're pulling this shit, because they lost their butts on Arena. I think no one's playing Arena. And they put a bunch into it, man. And yeah, I'm not even playing single player Tarkov. And to exactly what Buff said, I wanted to touch on that too, because he hit the nail on the head too, saying there are so many alternatives. We have these PvP ones that are coming out now that we're going to be talking about today. But if you're into single player Tarkov and you have a brain and you don't want to pay $250 for it, you have Incursion Red River. You can check that out. You have Road to Vostok coming down the road. That's going to be awesome.
Which is a new update coming out with TAS as well too.
Blue knows some other ones too. I mean, you can catch Deadside.
Deadside, dude. You can literally go play what Tarkov wanted to be, and that's like Stalker Anomaly at this point. You can literally play a mod pack called Escape from Pripyat, and it's just Tarkov in the Stalker universe. It's got monsters. Some people might not want that, but it's entirely PvE. So
you can buy all these games and still just be a fraction of what the Unheard of edition costs.
Stalker Anomaly's free too. That was completely free. You know, there's so many different alternatives, and there's more coming now. Gray Zone and Arena Breakout, and it's just like Tarkov started the extraction shooter craze. Because even back then when it first came out, dude, no one was playing it, nobody was streaming it, and it's just crazy to see how many creators, even now with all this information, the second they backtracked a little bit, they're like, "Oh wow, BSG's finally listening to us." Like, no, they're not. It works, dude.
Guys. It works.
They're saving face. They're saving fucking face, dude. It's so freaking annoying.
Because there is competition now. That's the reason. Like, if there were no competition, they could get away with this easily. But there is now competition, and like you said, Crash, like Incursion Red River, Delta Force coming out, Gray Zone, Infinite Warfare, Arena Breakout, Infinite, and there's more coming too. Division Heartland. There's some others too that we've discussed.
I was gonna say that, I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah, there's so many that are going to be coming out that the fact that those are now a thing, they actually can't piss their clientele off or their player base, because they will go somewhere else. Before they could have gotten away with this because people didn't have anywhere to go. But now, especially if you're a Tarkov creator that's only playing Tarkov, and that's like if you're a Pastille or a Landmark, for example, that's just their mainstay on the channel, and Jessica Kazam and others. But like,
They need to start looking at alternatives too, man, because
well,
it's just a very fragile thing, and they're not. Some of those guys are they completely they're like, yeah, like you said, they're listening to us. No, they're not, dude. This is what they're hoping that you do, is that they fix it just a little bit to the point where you say that, and then I bet you BSG is still betting on the fact that people are going to buy it regardless. They're going to get the $250 edition just because.
Well, that's why
there's nothing else like it.
Yeah, that's why they're not stopping sales of it. I saw Nikita said that they're going to keep it as an option, but and again, so yeah, of course. And here's the theory. Well, first off, those creators now they can go elsewhere, right? They don't need to stay with Tarkov. That's a good thing. I think competition breeds the best out of every party involved. So this should ultimately, with competition and this backlash down the road, maybe this will make Tarkov a better game, or they'll pull a WCW 2001 and completely collapse. But we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. But again, with the one thing that I saw Nikita tweet was he was talking about. Wow, I completely lost my train of thought. He was talking about. Yeah, lost it. I don't know. It'll come back. Never mind.
The one thing he did say was like they were gonna. First off, they said they were gonna. The Unheard of edition was for true believers of Tarkov, and it's like, dude, so many of us. How arrogant you are, dude. So many of us, dude. It is ridiculous how many people had the EOD edition. So many people spent $150 because they saw how unique Tarkov was and wanted to support it, and to say that they're not true believers is such a slap in the face, dude, of people that literally have paid his bills for the last 10 years while he's trying to finish the game and can't get done. Like, it's crazy to say shit like that. And then over the course of the week, they have slowly walked it back. So I did pull that up. There also was a leak a little bit ago in the Reddit, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure if it is true or not. So I don't know if we should report on it, but it talks about how Nikita was saying, like, we have another streamer event coming up that they'll forget about it. We'll blow it over and we'll try to do something again. Like, I don't.
Yeah. So even if it was fake, this wasn't like a legit leak. Is it bad that we can't tell if it's real or fake? Like, if clearly that's saying a lot already about BSG. If we, like, I could see Nikita saying that 100%, like behind closed doors, saying, oh, these guys will forget about it, and after the streamer event we'll pay these streamers to stream Tarkov again, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch.
The bad thing is, like, he's not, if that is something that he actually said, right, and that wasn't AI or something like that, which is hard to rule out nowadays, but he's not necessarily wrong. So I mean
that's another thing too.
Yeah, there's been plenty of controversy with that game, but at the end of the day, the game does offer something special, and with competition now, it incentivizes them to continue to finish the game and make it better. Whether they do that or not, well, yeah, hopefully. Whether they do that or not, we'll see. But by doing, he's not wrong. In a few months, like, it'll blow over.
This will eventually blow over. Correct. Yes,
it will. But now the main thing is, like, now there's other options out there, so they're either going to have to adapt or just be another game out there. And again, it's yet to be, we don't know yet how these other games are going to perform, if Tarkov's just going to be head and shoulders above the rest of them, but we'll have to wait and see. But
and the thing is, Tarkov's had way more time as well too.
Yeah, there's 7-8 years ahead.
Exactly. I mean, imagine giving Gray Zone those 7-8 years. Imagine what kind of game that'll be in the future. Encouraging Dead Side. Heck, I mean, we got Stalker 2 coming out here soon. There's so many other games that again, it's not there's some games out there that aren't extraction, like Dead Side. I wouldn't really call an extraction game. It's definitely more of like a Daisy Rust, but I mean,
it's still like a similar premise. I've
seen people go from Tarkov now to Daisy as well too, like, and Daisy on our Forger is getting updated as well too. Like,
Forger is another one that is looking really crazy right now.
Yeah,
I'm glad I bought that recently too.
And I want to remind you guys too, like, take a little take a little trip back to yesteryear with your good buddy Crash. Remember when Arena dropped and they said the EOD would be coming in waves, but if you purchased Arena, you could skip the line and hop right in when everybody wanted to try Arena before they realized how trashy it was designed?
Nah.
Yeah, dude, Arena's crap too, man, and people swear on it. I don't get how, dude. It's like the worst
reason
like
for this, I think.
Yeah.
Like if
Why they did this?
my opinion is like they ate it so hard on Arena that this is why they're trying to squeeze money out of everybody. I really do think.
And the thing is, like, it's like people like you can't get a refund. Like this money's already spent. Money's already there. So it's not like people can go and grab a refund from this.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And the refunds are.
So along those lines, like I still have we still have a lot to get through with this to break it down. We've alluded to it, but we still have a lot. So a little bit later, he tried to walk it back and say the EOD owners, to honor the EOD owners, you get your increased personal trader buying limits by 20, faster return of items. You get a unique hideout craft skill. You can use a special quest line to get the pocket size reward. So you did get bigger pockets with the Unheard of edition, which some of the quests, you have to wear certain gear to complete the quest and pick stuff up, and you're at a big disadvantage. Well, with this, you have bigger pockets, so you always can carry more even when doing those crazy quests. You have the ability to skip 2 days quests free of charge, a unique dog tag armband, set of clothing, a unique legacy device. Now, this one was crazy. You get priority matchmaking for EOD owners for 6 months. That insinuates that there's already enhanced server matchmaking. People always kind of joked about special servers for streamers. That means if you, and even if it's priority for EOD owners, it still means if you spent to the $50 edition, the $80 edition, or all the other editions that are still a lot of money for a perpetually baited game, you get trashy server matchmaking, even if you spend that much. So that this thing brings up a whole nother list. And then he said access to offline PvE for EOD owners for 6 months. So then that didn't make everybody happy. So 2 days ago, walked it back even farther. Some people are excited about this. I think it's still atrocious. And I'm like I said, I'm done. Nikita showed his true colors. About PvE access, he said they decided to open it up for EOD owners for free, but we'll do it in waves. Guys, it's going to be a playbook from the arena. EOD owners get it after 1.0. It's going to be an incredibly long time, but they're still leaving it up for the Unheard of edition owners. So it's basically not changing anything for the time being. You still have to pay $250 if you want to play PvE for the foreseeable future. They will add mod support for PvE after the release. They will not remove it. They want to keep it as an option who want to support the game. So the Unheard of edition is staying. The new EOD perks will be balanced too, and they're going to continue to work on patches, events, and all that crap. Something funny. You still, even though EOD is going to get PvE, you still get, as of today in the game, it still advertises PvE game mode. You need to purchase the Unheard edition. So it's still baiting people to buy it, even though you'll get it for free down the road. Guys, you seeing a trend here?
And they walked back that EOD gets access to all future DLCs. Like when Landmark covered it with reading it live, they changed it on the website.
100%.
That was insane.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So
then when Nikita was like, "Oh, we don't have control over that," during the interview, like in that league interview, he's like, "Oh, that wasn't something along the lines of that." It's like that, basically trying to push the blame away from him.
Yeah.
Well, who authorizes them to change the wording on the website from the EOD page that was years old at this point? Like it's just...
Yeah. So what happened was, for those of you guys who don't know, to add even more, like to just paint a picture of their intention. Like this wasn't a mistake. While Landmark was reading the website and looking back on the EOD edition, someone actually went in, was like watching his stream and changed the wording to remove all future DLCs like from the web page.
Yeah, someone used the Wayback Machine
version and called it out right away. Like, insane, man. Like just absolute underhanded, like terrible way to treat people. And it's just scummy. It's scummy and it's a scam. The other thing that happened like today, like early this morning, I need to read the first part. I can look up her Twitter. Hold on. Basically, Sigma. She runs the Evasion GG tournaments, which are like the big Tarkov, not necessarily esports, but they're kind of like big events like Twitch Rivals does them. Except
Yeah.
she specializes in Tarkov, and they ran them better. Like they ran really good events, and brought publicity to Tarkov with tons of viewers. Let me try to pull that up real quick. Get the production team on it. Yeah, but anyway, all this to say, I won't be playing Tarkov or a Battlestate Games thing like ever again. And I just really think they put so much effort into Arena that, and it just fell to all the things that we were worried about. Crazy. Let's see.
Yeah. Again, and what was it? Apparently, and I did some research back in the day too, and someone in chat and the shorts mentioned it. It's like these guys were actually not the greatest company to begin with. They've done a lot of scammy stuff back in the day. I would have to look it up again exactly what it is. I don't want to, put too much out there, but there definitely was a reason why I stopped even before then. And just seeing, again, we were promised one thing back in 2016. The game never reached its potential, 2 years later, 3 years later. Now we're all the way in 2024 and it's still in beta. So
Yeah.
a lot of people were comparing it to like Star Citizen as well too.
So Evasion tweeted, this is their org. We produce over 200 Tarkov shows, but if you've wondered why we haven't been as active, it's because we will not be railroaded into doing events we don't believe in. What happened to the Tarkov community the past week is what's been happening to us for the last 2 years dealing with BSG. Promises not kept, gaslighting, event cancellations, control issues, blatant nepotism, all while wasting our time, money, and efforts. This year, we found out how terribly they've been treating smaller event orgs as well. Now this treatment has spread to the player base. We've held back sharing this information, but seeing how much the community was treated as a whole recently, it was too much. We will not create Tarkov events until we see things truly change. Then to add on to that, I popped in her stream a little bit when she was talking about it, and she was talking about how they wouldn't give her any prize money to give away to the streamers and stuff unless they hosted them on their servers, which are really bad, and did jump through a bunch of extra hoops that made it really difficult to even complete them. And she was talking about how they were overall being rude and like there was nepotism involved and stuff like that. And then to wake up today, she got booted from the emissary channels and Telegram. So that she was basically like kind of like the VIPs are for Gray Zone or whatever. Emissaries get to play stuff early. They get special tags in games and stuff like that. So she had 2 years as a Sherpa, almost 4 years as an emissary, and she said it was an honor to help learn, but she got booted basically for saying the things that she did. So shout out to her for, like, she had to know that was going to happen when she posted that stuff on Evasion. And I mean, I feel bad for her like that, but what it makes me think is she basically threw all those years of work away to bring Evasion to what it was. To grow it and to work so hard putting those events together, it has to be a giant logistical nightmare. And she knew she was going to lose it, but shit was so bad it was worth saying. Mm-hmm. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm done.
It shows. Finally, hopefully, people see what Nikito, how he really is.
And I hope that Tarkov streamers will stand true, because I think it really was crazy to see, like, during peak time, there were 20,000 people watching Tarkov. That's it in that event category, which is like 20,000 people would be watching Landmark, like the one streamer. So to see it drop that far was crazy and cool to see, to send a message. I think that's what prompted a lot of these walkbacks. But for me, like, sure, they walked it back a fair amount, but their true colors have shown. And even with it involved, there's still scummy stuff. There's still pay to win stuff. They're still going to allow you to pay. If somebody wants to play PvE Tarkov, they have the EOD edition. It's going to show in their game. You have to pay $100 to do so.
That's another thing too. Cheaters and hackers are going after these people as well. Yeah, so they even announced it.
I saw.
They even said that if we see anyone that has that tag or anything, we will stream snipe you. We will, literally go into your server and hack the ever living shit out of you. And it's just like, how are you a supporter and still fucking supporting Tarkov at this point, dude?
That's crazy, man. Yeah, Blackout just said 12.9k viewers for Tarkov right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and most of the viewers there were like 5,000 of them were watching Clean play single player Tarkov. the mod. So
Yeah. I'm glad they at least supported that. But I mean, again, yeah, people and even Big Fry mentioned it too. I saw a tweet. It's like you need to diversify your content because getting stuck on one game and
Yeah.
it could literally it disappeared within 2 days pretty much. Some of their people needed to stop playing it to some creators were doing it to save face, some were doing it for legit reasons, but you know yeah, it was funny seeing Clean, but even Clean I saw that he was like, I'm gonna get it anyways. Like, as a content creator, he said he was gonna get it anyways. I was like, dude, like, I think you need to like stand, up for everyone else as well too that won't get it.
Yeah, and that was my hopeful message. Like, I wish I had a bigger platform to be like, dude, help some of these creators stay away from Tarkov, right? Like, some of them, that's how they pay their bills, and it's going to be hard for them to not go back, and some of them are going to have to, like, to pay their bills. I mean, there's going to be creators where it's a choice. I either play Tarkov or I have to go get a different job. So there's going to be that. So I'm hoping people still watch their favorite Tarkov creators play other games, support them how you would.
That's
normally.
What I'm hoping too. Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's the call for the community, in my opinion. It's like, how can we help? It's like the community needs to help send that message, and I think it's still watching your favorite Tarkov creators like do other stuff. That will help a lot.
Exactly. I think someone who was it Blackout was saying, that Jesse was streaming now. Rainbow Six.
Landmark was
Wow.
Landmark was Landmark. Yeah.
There's 8K watching him learn Rainbow Six. I that's good content.
That's crazy,
man.
Good,
that's great content to watch somebody to watch somebody who is as good of a gamer as Landmark is get absolutely stomped on R6 is gonna be
I want to see that now.
So yeah, go check him out, man. That's sweet. That's good to see, and that'll help keep the message sent loud and clear that not going to deal with that stuff. But I mean, it honestly couldn't come at a better time for the community and a worse time for Battle State with all these other alternatives that are really hitting the spotlight. I'm trying to think if we covered everything, but yeah, that's
pretty much it for Tarkov.
I'm never playing.
The only one thing I'll add is I saw a video, I don't know who it was, just of somebody just like, I bought the Unheard of edition so you don't have to, and then he showed the PvE mode, and like, this was last week, so I doubt anything has changed, but like the AI was so broken. I watched him just like dump mags into AI up close, and like it just didn't die because it's basically the high tier AI, like the
it's just the rogues and the
rogues and raiders,
where it's like SP Tarkov actually has like players almost, whereas AI, I think that clip that went viral too of like Clean getting styled on by a scav, like the scav literally, like this is a AI enemy, ran, jumped, and like sideways shot Clean while he was like sitting there reloading a pistol behind a truck. And I was just like, damn, like when people say like AI can't do anything, it's just AI. True. What am I fighting against PV for? And it's like, dude, you got styled on. Like
yep, I saw some of that too. I also heard people were saying like the mods of single player Tarkov like did a better job of making it.
So many cool things, man.
A lot of people were saying that, and that's such a case where it's like Battle State Games should reach out to them and hire them as a contractor to make PvE Tarkov. Like, why would you not do that? Why would you not give back to the community in that way? And
all they want to do is DMCA content creators for covering that game. Now they're letting it be for now again, is what he said. So
yeah, now they're letting people play it for now because of all the bad press that they're getting, and it would just get to another fever pitch level if they started banning. Well, someone in my Discord said or in my Twitch chat said they were banned for playing the single player Tarkov. It banned them permanently from the game.
I don't know if it must be like he must have been like reported or something like that. I don't think there's a way for them to know if you're playing it, but yeah, it's a risk that you're running as well too, which is dumb in the first place. So.
Yeah, that's super interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we can talk about Tarkov on the podcast, like if something crazy happens with it. But I mean, I don't really feel like covering patches and like news and stuff about the game anymore. I mean, I realize we do have a relatively small audience, and it's never really gonna matter if we talk about it or not. But it's just kind of out of principle, man. That stuff pissed me
Out of
off.
principle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people, just telling you, it's so funny. It's like see me next year and see if I've played Tarkov. Guess what? Bet I haven't.
Yeah.
I think there's a game called Gray Zone coming out tomorrow, which you can play instead.
Oh, what's that game about, Buff? I don't know if I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's like this new. It's a small thing. It's not. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. It's
Like Helldivers Blue.
Yeah, it's a little tiny little game.
That stuff was funny. For those of you guys who don't know, when Helldivers was getting ready to drop, Blue's like, man, we should maybe just talk about Helldivers a little bit. It's like this tiny little game that's coming out. I don't know if anybody will play it. And then it was like the biggest game
dude. I remember when I first talked about it, because I was like, yeah, seriously. I was like, hey, someone gifted me this game. Maybe we should. Yeah, it's coming out. We can maybe cover it, and it's fucking blew up.
It was so funny, man.
Good games do well. Wow, crazy.
Yeah,
wow, for a good price too. What? You don't have to pay extra. There's no $250 lock content.
It's crazy. So that is true. In a bit of wild breaking news, kind of, they said that Gray Zone Warfare launches in the morning, which is not what I expected. I kind of understand it now. Man, it's crazy. That's quick.
That's too quick.
Is it?
I didn't play it, so I can't really. I don't know. That's you guys.
I even remember our conversation where at first I was like 6 months to a year, and then after our conversation, we both kind of went towards more the middle of like, okay, at least maybe like a month or two to really iron out all the details. Again, more for the fact of just like, I want this game to succeed. The servers are gonna blow up tomorrow, or whenever. At the time, we said the servers will get increased. It will have increased loads when it does eventually come out to early access, and now it's going to be tomorrow. Like, I don't know if they're ready. I hope they are. I know they keep saying that a lot of work has been done very quickly. I guess only time will tell, because like, especially, I don't know why maybe they have always had this planned to release right after this playtest, but I don't know, maybe if the Tarkov drama might have pushed it a little bit more to like get on this train to help give a alternative, possibly, perhaps.
Yeah, it sure seems like it. Like right. If you didn't know the background, like the timing's like too perfect. But from what I remember, and I guess I can kind of talk about it since everything's kind of coming out and stuff, and you probably remember this too, Blue. They had always told us as VIPs for a long time that the game will launch, but the VIPs will get it played 7 days early. And they basically went on.
They did say that a long time ago. I forgot about that.
They mentioned that today too. I saw one of the developers.
Okay, so it was planned for a while ago too.
Well, I guess he said
Tarkov has the worst timing.
He said it's right. He said it's actually releasing later than they initially intended, because they said
Q1 originally. Yeah,
because they said that they would give that 7-day free access. Supposedly it was supposed to come out like maybe last week.
Yeah. So that was the plan all along, was for the creators to play 7 days, and then it launches it launches for everybody open on the 8th day. So like that was always their plan.
They took a little bit extra.
So they took a little bit of extra time from some of the bugs and stuff they saw. They did say, now I'm kind of like over this, and I get PTSD from Battlefield when I hear it, but they did say also that the test we were on was an old build, and some of that stuff on there was like old, like it was an old build that's already been fixed. So they did make 3 updates to it during the 7-day playtest. They fixed things.
Me very serious 2042 vibes there.
Yeah, so
right.
I have a hard time with that. Like, I mean, you can say that there's newer builds you've worked on, but the reason you put this out to us is because it was like the most stable one. So I feel like that's where we're at.
You know what, too, and again, from working behind the scenes on a development game, I see like that is true. Like during the week prior to early access launch, when Incursion was giving out like playtester keys and stuff like that, like they fixed that game like 3 more times in between, And even the lead the developer was like, hey, should we give this build out to these guys now? And I was like, you've updated it like 3 more times. Just let them play this one for now, because then when it finally comes to the actual early access release, they'll see even more work has been done. So I could see that also being a reason too. It's just a lot to always have to like. I mean, they did update it once. They updated once, pulled back, updated it back again during our playtest for Gray Zone. So it is possible for sure. And everyone's saying on the team, so I saw Rick, I saw Devil Dog, like the team. I think Rick just posted 5 minutes ago that they're up. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning over there, and they're still working. So that could, I mean, like, I feel like that should be good news, but I'm also worried. It's like, I mean, are you working? I don't want you guys to burn yourselves out too. Like you're gonna, I don't want you guys to like overwork yourselves and miss something, or you fix one thing, break something else. I don't know. Like just make it as stable as you can for early access release. I mean, again, I think you should have taken a little bit more time, because you would have had that extra time to really sit down and be like, go through everything one more time. I still think there should have been an open beta for everyone to really test the server loads too. I really think that should have happened. So, and I've seen it too. It's like everyone's complaining, like, yeah, but how many early access games have you tried? I was like, yeah, but I haven't tried an early access game like this before. Like, I've never had something this impressive and this, like I haven't been this excited for a game in a long time, and I just want them to get it right. That's all I want them to do. So, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, till tomorrow, which is, insane.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. It's like, I think what's gonna happen. So like, if the gameplay works,
so
like
cute.
how it was, like I was having a ton of fun in the playtest. So I feel like the build and stuff is gonna, like the game itself is gonna be fine and work. People are gonna find bugs and stuff like that. I'm worried. I think the servers are going to get absolutely dumpstered. Like, I think it's going to be a server problem that's going to keep people out.
Did you guys go to the Discord talk they had on Friday? Because even during that talk,
I wasn't able to make it.
They were saying, like, please don't. We hope everybody doesn't play day one. Let the servers kind of like get, iteratively roll into the game. So they're like,
I haven't watched anything from it, and I almost kind of did it on purpose, because I was like, I just like. When I I knew they were doing the round table, I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll watch it whenever I get a chance. And I thought I was gonna watch it like sometime this week, and then not anymore. So, but yeah, it's the fact that, did they really say that?
Yeah, literally, as I'm watching it, he was like, I hope everyone doesn't play on the first day.
Mara has always been worried about that. And another one, in the interview, I think with Jesse Kazam and Veritas on the podcast, he said he was terrified of servers. Because he said, like, because he saw how many people were playing Helldivers at the time, and that scared him. Like to be able to spin up that many servers.
Dude, even Helldivers had some server issues.
So he said that, dude, every game has, like, even Call of Duties have server problems at launch night.
I mean, but Helldivers also, I feel like, was a game that was done so well that it was fine. Like it got past those server issues, and now it's still a popular game. So hopefully Gray Zone can do the same thing as well too, where it's like, hey, if they have server issues, maybe they can fix it pretty quickly, and we move on from there. But
well, I do think that's why
you can't expect people to not play day one. That's just not.
Well, I think that's why they're releasing on a Tuesday morning. Like, majority of people are at work. Like, even if I had a PC, I can't take off for that. So I think that's the plan, is like people will roll in day by day, and then by the time they get to the weekend, they'll have everything kind of reinforced with everybody, because you're gonna get the biggest, you're gonna get the highest player counts, I feel like, this weekend. I think is like pretty obvious. So Tuesday morning at, what is it, 9 a.m. like Eastern or something. So you're not gonna. I feel like that's exactly why they did it, so you don't have everybody and their whole family jumping on all at the same time.
I'm still expecting high numbers for Tuesday night, though. Or even like, because you got European as well too. That eventually, it'll be. I think it'll get pretty populated, relatively fast. even on Tuesday.
And I think that hopefully that, I mean, with the Tuesday morning, that should allow them to get everything, as the day rolls on, like you said, Blue, we get into, different time zones, they'll have things
Mhm.
kind of squared away, and any bugs they can work out with a smaller player base before time zone switch, and then obviously before you get to the weekend. So we'll see.
Yep. But the game itself, I think, will run okay. They did
Yeah.
put. I wanted to show this too. Before
The
we went live, they
specs.
put out the specs. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
a
saw
lot of
that.
people have asked that because they literally just put them out.
And I was asking Rick about it too, and he wasn't able, he wasn't able to tell me, and they just put it out. So that's like, what is it, like 16 hours before the game launches? They're putting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
people are
fair,
rushing.
To be fair, they haven't taken any money yet either, though. They didn't even do pre-orders at
Right.
all, which is kind of wild. So yeah, they at least put this out before they took money. So 16 gigs of RAM minimum and a 1080 RX 5700 is minimum specs with an i5, and then recommended specs is an i7 9700K or Ryzen 5 3600 with 32 gigs of memory, an RTX 3070 Ti or an RX 6800.
That definitely went up to what I originally thought it was going to be.
Is for recommended, so minimum recommended. Yeah, I will say people were on day one for you guys. People were having really good luck with DLSS and FSR, so like the frame generation stuff, the AI upscaling and all that.
Nice.
So definitely give that a go. I really had good luck with DLSS on my rig, and I know a lot of people had good luck with AMD's version of DLSS, which is FSR. So
Yeah. I mean, you guys know the whole story. I literally went and bought a GPU just for this playtest. I have the recommended amount of RAM. I have a little bit higher on that CPU, but not by much. And it's, I mean, it definitely ran finally after that 120, but I was rocking my 2070 Super. That was pretty bad. I mean, I was rocking 30 to 40 FPS, and then when you were on a helicopter loading in, you would have to just cross your fingers that the game wouldn't just crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. The helicopter.
But then also, I saw Moydog posted a tweet too. It's like, this is an Unreal Engine 5 next gen game. So it's like do people keep making games for smaller graphics cards, or do they start just focusing on those bigger, 30 series and up now? Like, and I feel like that's kind of unfair to people who just, especially the way PC prices and part prices are nowadays. They're absolutely insane. Like, and they've even gone down and they're still insane. So, it's not everyone can afford a 30 series still right now. People are still rocking 1080s, 1060s, and I get it. Again, it could be a cost thing, and could be it's a next gen title. Unreal Engine 5 is insane,
Yeah.
So, and they got the new Scala stuff too.
Yeah, this is a game where you can tell it's cutting edge, just how it looks like when it's on your screen. Like it's new. With that is going to be issues. I think you're taking, cutting edge engine technology and putting it in one of the hardest products to make, and that's a multiplayer shooter. And then you add on top of that, you have a looter shooter that the server has to keep track of loot, AI going on, and you have like all these player positions, and it's persistent and constantly refreshing. You have body cavities and bullet simulations, terminal ballistic simulations with bullet expansion and tumbling. Like, you have all this stuff going on, man. It's crazy. I gotta find the clip. I got so many clips from when I was playing it. Like, it's buried somewhere. But the bullet is actually I got swung and killed by Abney, dude. He's a Tarkov streamer. He destroyed me like a right hand peek, swung me, killed me. I went back and watched it in slow motion. The bullet, like, there's muzzle flash and the copper bullet comes out of the gun. Like, I saw the bullet coming out of the gun. I need to find that clip somewhere.
That's crazy.
Because it is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So like all that stuff's going on, and you have that. There's gonna be some server issues tomorrow, and we're gonna have to be
kind of. They said hit reg was fixed too, so we'll see.
They had what? I didn't.
I saw like the fix list,
Yeah.
that was posted, and they say, hey, registration was fixed. So, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, let me we should talk about that too. That's really good stuff. I saw some tweets from I'll find it. But yeah, they're basically, I know they were hot on the case. Like the biggest thing for me was the AI being tanky. And I know they got that fixed. Like they were right on the ball with that. Oh yeah, they took it down from where I saw it.
I saw a tweet as well too. It was just like someone posted it. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
I thought I saved it as well too, but I guess I didn't.
Here it is. I found it. Shout out production team, man. With all the money today pouring in, the production team is just they're on cloud nine right now, killing it.
They're bamboozled.
They are a little bit discombobulated, if you will. Straight from the Madfinger Games team. This is Airwing Marine, but this is from the VIP chat, which I didn't think we were supposed to put out there, but here it is.
Yeah, it's already out there now. So.
It's out there, so it's on this tweet, and nobody told them to take it down in 8 hours, so we can talk about it. It addresses the LZ issues. The memory leak is fixed, which was a big one. Improvements to AI, faster helis for less downtime, and stamina improvements, adjustments to base rating. So the AI doesn't just kill you through everything anymore, yet there's still a challenge. No more memory leaks, which is huge. The AI really aren't stuck in the walls anymore. Hit reg is really good. Money is a lot more balanced when completing quests. The heli is a lot faster, which makes it better to travel, not to have to wait forever. Also, base rating seems a lot harder now, which is great. I can't think of anything else right now. Oh, an important improvement on stamina. That's from Rick.
Yeah, that stamina was horrible, dude. I was running out of breath so fast. Arm stamina too was so bad.
So this is important too from Rick. AI respawns in the base quicker, so the AI guards. You can shoot from the heli now, and there will be an invulnerability for a very brief time after you get off the heli. You cannot go behind the base anymore. And another surprise that will be cool at the base. So they've made adjustments to base rating.
I mean, those are pretty big. Like, that's a lot of the complaints gameplay wise that I was
wise, yeah.
Not performance wise, obviously, but like gameplay issues. That seems like they did address pretty much everything.
So what I am worried about, what Negan's talking about in chat, is the gameplay loop leaves some spots for griefing. And I am a little worried about that. For team killing, they did say that they put the report feature back in. So if someone on your server is team killing, you report them, and after 2 reports, they get kicked from the server. Now, could that be abused? Could you meet somebody online that's being an asshole, and then you're like, well, I'm just going to kick you. I'm going to have me and my buddy report you, and you're gone. Like, that's a little weird. I think they should add something where, like, if you do inflict a lot of damage on teammates, it kicks you without having the player involved in that. Just with the LZs, with the choppers, with being running around at the base, there's some space for griefing. There's some space for stream sniping, because you can see what people's names are in game. So large streamers are probably going to have a tough time at times. Mara did say that they have something for stream snipers, so I think they're going to be trying to monitor that maybe real time. They're working on something with that. So yeah, they're working on that. I think they're going to work quick. I think they're going to be receptive to issues, but I think early on there's going to be some griefing, because there's places for that for if people want to be dickheads. But hopefully everybody gets into a server that's good, a good chilling server.
Yeah, I'm curious hackers as well too, if what that maybe will change.
Yep.
Okay, we didn't see any hackers, of course, but I'm just wondering if they're ready for that as well too.
There will be, and there will be hackers fairly quickly, and it's gonna suck. But hopefully they have at least easy anti-cheat going, and then eventually they're doing the machine learning stuff for stat bans. So that's supposed to be on the table. I'm hopeful for. But yeah, it's crazy that's early. I'm kind of in the middle. Like I get what Blue's saying. It seems fast, man. It seems really fast.
We'll have to wait and see.
But I don't know. We're playing it tomorrow morning, allegedly. What's your guys' percent chance the servers work? Like where you at? Like what time of day you think they'll finally be able to get in?
I don't know. Because it's like this is their first big launch on a PC.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, they've only done mobile, so I'm hoping at least like I'm also trying to think of like what would not piss off gamers too much. I'm hoping at least like a good 80%, of people getting in. There's probably going to be a few that just can't. But and then again, maybe throughout the week it'll get better and better. That's hoping for the best, but I'm also kind of expecting the worst. I will say that I think I'm expecting just everything to just shut down. So
that's
Hope not.
Hope not to. Yeah, man. We will see. We find out tomorrow. The timing's crazy. I wonder what the player count's gonna get to. Like it'll probably peak at the weekend, I would think. It's gonna be interesting to see what the player count gets to. The other thing that was weird, I just also want to do a PSA potentially for those people who are listening to the show that are gonna hop in and didn't see my video today. Make sure to coordinate with your friends the faction that you pick, and we can touch on this too just a little bit if you want to before we move on. Once you get
someone asked about the fractions too.
Yeah,
so
once you get in a faction,
Yeah.
that's where you're at. If your friends pick the other faction, you can't play with them again until like wipe, or at the very earliest. They said they might let you switch in 3 months. You can't squad together if you're on different factions. So get with your friends that are going to play and sort that out.
We did squad up like the last day. Like we knew a buddy of ours that was in Crimson. We were like, hey, get your Crimson guys over here. We'll get our Lemaine guys over there. And we were all just looking for like that one key in Hunter's Paradise.
Yeah,
it was like that key quest. Yeah, and literally all of us were there, and the key never spawned. We were there looking at different spots, the different pockets. We looked at the one spot where Quest was looking there. He's like, I found it. This is where I found it, right at his desk. Never showed up again. So yeah, hopefully it gets fixed as well too. That's another thing. So yeah, hopefully the Steam reviews are fair as well, because people might not give this a second chance. We'll see if it doesn't go well.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, and it might get, that's the other thing, Blackout, if the servers aren't working and stuff, it might get review bombed too on Steam. And then yeah, that could be a whole thing. Probably if the servers don't work, it will, like it'll get review bombed. But the other thing that I thought was interesting is the purchase works a little bit different, and see if you heard the same thing, Blue and Buff. When you aren't you only able to buy the standard version and then upgrade it? You don't buy the version straight up. I think since they worked out a deal to be able to upgrade versions with Steam.
I think if it's like that, it'll be like where you can probably buy both or something like that. Maybe perhaps.
Like if I put both in your cart at once or something.
Yeah, I think that's how it'll work. It's like, and again, for people that got the key, we already get the standard edition, which is also kind of nice. I'm glad they did that as well too. But yeah, I think it's where it's just you go there and then you put both in your cart and it'll just activate that way. So
yeah, and then they don't have anything going on with factions being more differentiated, so that's going to be an issue. In one of my sneak peek, my tips and tricks video that I put out today for those of you guys getting ready to jump in Lemang, I talked about how what we did to help with that is pretty early on after one of the handshake quests, you unlock a short sleeve shirt. So we wore like khaki pants and short sleeve shirts. Most people wear long sleeves for the camo, but we were all wearing short sleeves, so like we could instantly like ID each other. We used to do the same thing in Tarkov, and it helps.
Yeah, I wore like the Ranger green top and the BDU bottoms as well too for our guys.
It's not foolproof. It's not foolproof, but it helps. You're still gonna probably
no. I mean, there's definitely some times where I'd run around a corner, he'd run around a corner, we both point our guns at each other. Hey, oh, it's okay. It's you. Okay, cool.
But the bright side is you can you can guard their stuff and they can come back and get it.
And he also got the map right there.
The other key thing I'll tell you is if your buddy dies and you want to hold their stuff, take their stuff off their body and drop it on the ground in case they get killed on the way back and that original body despawns. Their gear will stay if you take it off of them.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
So
because you only had
that's
like
clutch there.
a second, one chance to go get your body back. But if you died again before getting to your body, yourself would despawn. So
Yep,
even
so-
it's kind of dumb. Like even if your friend was there right next to it,
yeah, it only
You
keeps
know?
track of like 2 instances of your corpse, or one
Yeah.
instance of your corpse and 1 instance of your person.
yeah. But I get it because then if not, there'd just be bodies everywhere and that'd be taking up a lot of resources. So
Yep. So, man, it launches tomorrow. It's kind of surreal. Like it's been a wild ride. It's been something that they've built from like 1 year. I even for me, like just on a personal note, it's kind of like revised my channel again. So that's been really cool, and I appreciate it a lot. I literally like they just announced it, and I Big Fry had a video, and I made a video like that first day, and then Rick reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be in the VIP thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, that sounds cool. I'll keep up to date." And then it just kind of like kept going. Like they kept
Went up
doing
from there,
crazy
yeah.
stuff, and it's just been like wild to see like a mobile developer just come into the PC gaming space and put this together. It's just been like it's been such an unlikely thing. Like you just wouldn't expect it to work out, and so far it's been pretty crazy. So see what those servers do tomorrow, if they burn to the ground or not. I think if the servers hold up, people are going to enjoy it. I really think so.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're at the end of the day, as long as you don't pull a World War III and have 5-6 years of server issues, I think they'll be fine. Like,
Yeah, they
be
did say
real.
they were working on a roadmap, so that's going to be really cool. I really like
Yeah.
those and appreciate those. So that'll be cool. Like just having like a kind of a balance of where things are going to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Gray Zone. Before we get to our, probably looking at the time, our last segment, I just wanted to say there's lots of new folks in here, and I appreciate that very much. Make sure you guys check out Buff and Blue's channel. Also, it's down in the description below. Check those guys out. Buff is a gun nut. He knows everything about firearms, so he makes that kind of content if you want to learn about guns in video games. Blue makes super artistic, like really cool stuff in a tactical shooter space, so he makes really good videos as well. He's been doing a lot of Stalker stuff. He streams Stalker on his YouTube channel. It's a great place to hang out on the second monitor while you're at work. I do it like every time he streams. So I'm in there chilling when he's streaming Stalker. So please check those guys out. I know there's been a lot of new folks in here today, as well as if you do want to support the show, you don't have to do what Nebula did. Just go ahead and be a friend, tell a friend. The audio version is down below as well on the audio platform of your choice. Yeah, just tell somebody about the show and bring him back with you next week. So yeah, that's that. Check out these other guys. They make awesome videos too. Arena Breakout, the other shooter that a lot of people are talking about, that oddly enough have been taking direct shots at at Tarkov.
You need the air horn,
it's been kinda crazy.
Yeah, right.
Somewhere here, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
There it is.
Yeah. Don't even worry. Every podcast person has to have one of those, man. It's a requirement.
A
They teach you
radio
that-
show host.
They teach you that in podcast school.
Fuck.
What do you guys think of Arena Breakout? On one hand, it seems like a direct Tarkov copy, like if you kind of look at it. But on the other hand, I don't know if I care, because it might be it might be
I don't care.
it
I
might be
know what-
Tarkov that like works and has like some
Right.
quality of life stuff.
That's what I was having a discussion with my buddy, who him and I would play Tarkov a lot during the pandemic, and like Arena Breakout Infinite looks just like the semi more casual Tarkov, but also hardcore. Like it's still a hardcore tactical build sim shooter. But when I say casual Tarkov, like actually being able to view the maps that you're on in game and figure out where the heck to extract without pulling up a wiki and having it on your second monitor. And there's going to be guidance. It's not like you just jump in and have no clue what's going on. You have a fixed compass. There is minimal HUD that pops up here and there too, based on certain axes from what we can see from the gameplay. So it's almost like a more user-friendly Tarkov. I wouldn't say more casual Tarkov, but we'll find out when the beta goes live on the 8th. But everything I'm seeing, like I think this is almost, from what I've seen with the gameplay, it looks like the version of Tarkov that I would had preferred to start
Yeah,
playing.
it's
You know what I mean?
crazy too to see. Like, I thought I mean, I get it is more like a mobile port, but it's a good looking mobile port too. Like,
I have
it,
a
Well,
I don't
yeah, I
know
don't
if it,
think
I
it
don't think it's
is. It's
I
not a
don't think it's a
mobile
direct
port.
mobile port. I think it's more just like like a not directly from mobile, but it's almost just like they took the mechanics from their mobile counterpart, put it into a new
Right.
engine, and made it
Yeah,
just look better.
it's
You know,
very
so it's probably gonna be the
similar.
same gameplay, same questing, same everything else, but graphics wise, new engine.
I don't think it's, unless they've said it, I don't think it's going to be the same. It is a different game than Arena Breakout on mobile. The weapons, the quests, and things like that, I believe are different. Don't quote me on that, but I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's I think
different.
it's I think it's similar to Delta Force, where Delta Force
Yep.
and this are essentially derived from
Two
the mobile
different
version
games.
of, yeah, well they're derived from Arena Breakout, which kind of kickstarted this, and then Delta Force went in a more casual direction from Arena Breakout, because Arena Breakout is very very hardcore, and then Infinite is, so Delta Force would be the all platform version, or cousin to Arena Breakout, and then Arena
I
Breakout
see now.
Infinite would
Okay,
be
that makes
the,
more sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the, I would almost rather call it like a sequel that is built specifically for PC.
For
Is kind
PC.
of how I would put it.
Okay, okay. Because that was my worry, is that you would feel the mobileness, but doesn't, from looking at the raw gameplay, I don't see it at
So
all, which would make
Right,
sense.
So
yeah,
yeah, this is gameplay that you guys turned me on to. This is 4K raw gameplay. It's like a minute and a half that you guys can see on the screen. Unless you're an audio listener, for that, I'm sorry. I'll drink tea. I'll pour one out
It
for you.
looks really good, guys. Don't worry.
It looks
It's
a
got-
little.
Yeah, I
It
mean, and
looks a
also
little
like
framey.
the time to kill looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, I mean, they are leaks, so this isn't like officially from
Mhm.
Arena Breakout's Twitter account or social media. From what I've seen, I saw it first on Twitter, and
Yeah.
of course it was just put out there. So we'll see what happens when they actually release gameplay of their own. But
It's like
I mean, the
certain.
fact that it's free to play and they focus. I mean, they even made memes of just like,
Oh, the
having
Tarkov
good,
shot memes.
yeah,
Yeah.
the AI anti cheat, having, oh, not AI, sorry, having good anti cheat
And
Yeah.
in general.
They
Yeah.
PvE.
Yeah. They made a
250
direct
versus
shot at
3.
the unheard of edition. They said something about it's being unheard and like this is our time to shine or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they said yeah, we'll never scam you. It'll always be free to play. And all that. But I am curious on the microtransactions. I did hear from people that there are a ton of microtransactions in the mobile one, which you would expect, to the point where I think you have to pay like a monthly subscription to keep your secure container. Like if you want to have a secure container, you got to pay monthly for that. So I think we're going to see stuff like that in here. It's probably to where you can play it for free, but there's going to be a lot of convenience items that are going to nickel and dime a little bit. And I don't know where I stand on that, because it's like, on one hand, I don't mind paying for a game that I enjoy to support the developers and stuff. But on the other hand, like I want it to be straight up. I like how Grayzone is like, I'm paying you for the game. I pay you the money. I write you the check. It's my game, like kind of deal. I like that straight up
Yeah.
stuff. So we'll
I
see
do
what the microtransactions look like.
I do want to say, when it comes to microtransactions, like, we'll have to see. I know with Delta Force we had that discussion, and I saw a lot of, they did say for Delta Force specifically, and I would assume it would be the same with this, is no pay to win, but it's all like cosmetic stuff, but you can still earn everything in game. But if what you're saying is for the secure container payment, I wouldn't necessarily call that a pay to win. I would call it like a pay for convenience almost. But I'm also looking at it this way: is look at Warzone. The problem with Warzone being free to play with the anti cheat. Now, I think everything we've seen, the limited amount we've seen, this anti cheat is similar to what Delta Force is using. It looks it's an anti cheat, at least, where Warzone has a made up. They don't really have one. It's all PR scheme. But what I think with the credit, if you're going to use your credit card for a secure container or something like that, what if they catch you cheating? Right? You're paying for a subscription that hopefully will help deter cheaters, because cheaters typically wouldn't pay for that, I wouldn't think. But if you get caught cheating, what if like your
If it's
account's
cheap
linked to the
enough, they will.
card? Your account's linked to the card. You get caught cheating. They ban the account. Who knows if it's kernel or lineage, but they can make sure like this card is no longer accepted with this name on file and things
Oh
like
man,
that. So maybe that's like something. Maybe that's something going on here. You know,
dude, it would be so cool if you did that, to have their credit card just charge you like a cheater fee, like they have to take the time to ban you and use their infrastructure. So you get
right?
charged like a $15 fee if you get banned or something.
And that card can never be used again, and any card with like the exact name can't be used again, so you'd have to go through the trouble of like getting a new card with a new name on it or something like that. Would be
Yeah.
that would be smart.
That'd be hilarious.
Honestly. That'd be pretty good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Pay for like this if there's I'm sure there's going to be season passes because the mobile version has seasons, right? So you know you're going to pay for, ultimately like players would pay for different bundles or whatever for sure. So it's like if that's linked to an account, you can always go that route too, which would be pretty smart.
Yep.
That's all theoretical. I'm not saying that's how they're going to do it, but if they're smart,
we're
that's
just-
how I would do it.
We're always just dreaming. We're always dreaming
Yeah.
about how to stick it to cheaters. That's just what we do around here.
Yeah,
But
just good. You just need good energy.
$6,000 has been charged because of cheating, and like
But I
provide video evidence.
I did notice that you guys can't really hear it now, but like watching this gameplay, the gun audio is like really deep. Like it's like
I heard it as well too, just watching it. I think it was pretty good audio as well too. So
yeah.
again, I don't have any issues with the gameplay I've seen. I don't have any issues with the UI as well too. I thought the UI inventory system looked really good. Yeah, I mean, again, it's people are gonna be, you copied Tarkov again with the
They
UI.
kinda did.
Shut up.
But I don't know if I, like I said, I don't know if
It's
I
like I don't
care.
think I don't think I care either. It's free to play. Hopefully it runs well. I'm curious what the did we get system specs for that as well too? Requirements
I'm
on
not
their
100%
Steam.
It's on Steam. Yeah.
It's on Steam. I'm actually kind of curious
I'll
to
throw it
know.
in
know.
Discord. I'll throw it in Discord.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious to know.
You can
But yeah, no, again, I'm the same way. I don't think I care enough, but at the same time, people might complain about if there's a kernel level anti-cheat as well too. Oh shoot, yeah, there it is right there. Okay, I mean, a lot less than gray zone for sure. I would assume about this. I don't even really know the system specs for Tarkov per se, but 100 gigabytes is a pretty hefty
It's a big game
as well too. That's a pretty decent big game. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you have it up as well too.
But yeah, like I mean, and I don't think we know. Multiple maps. So how big are the maps?
Yeah, we did get as well too, like a look at the maps as well too.
2 maps for the beta at least. So there's going to be more maps. I mean, I think the way you look at it is like Delta Force and this are cousins, and then they're all going to be branched off of the original mobile game. So I think you're going to have multiple maps, the PvE mode. So all the weapons, season pass, all the stuff are free. So it makes sense that it's bigger, especially compared to Gray Zone. Like you're not going to have seasons and all that stuff right away, at least. You know what I mean? So that would I would assume is the size difference, especially having multiple maps in there. So
yeah.
Well, I'm seeing right here. So you need at least an i7 9700 or Ryzen 7 3700X, 16 gigabytes of RAM. This is for the minimum, a 2060. Or a Radeon RX 5600 XT. Then of course 100 gigabytes of storage, and then for the recommended is 32 gigabytes of RAM. You got the i7 10700KF. I've never heard of that one before actually. Ryzen 7 3700X, and then a RTX 2080 or RX 6800 XT. So I mean, again, pretty. I wasn't expecting next gen graphics with this. It looks pretty, but looks like it can run on some pretty good setups.
I think I mean, I think it looks pretty good, and I'm a proponent of. I'd rather have good, fun gameplay over like stunning visuals, because like you look at Call of Duty, it looks great, but like gameplay wise, it leaves a lot to be desired, right? So I'd rather have great gameplay that I want to keep coming back to versus
Mm.
state of the art visuals. And I think,
I
I
mean,
mean, from what
Battle Bit got super popular, and look at what that
right,
game
'cause
looks
it's a
like.
good
so-
game. I mean, to me, this game looks great. Like this is something
Yeah.
I would sink so many hours into, and I plan to when I upgrade
same.
the PC. But it's not like it looks like dog shit. It looks really good.
I do want to be devil's advocate, walk us back a tad. They did say in the same webpage that they're all about like a fully completed game with immersive gameplay. And the season 4 on mobile, they're offering a Bruce Lee skin and a yellow jumpsuit you can buy. So
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm expecting that as well too.
yeah, I think there could be some crazy wacky skins. I really doubt it'll get as crazy as Call of Duty having like dinosaurs and cat soldiers.
I was gonna say I'd rather have Bruce Lee than like a Velociraptor or a
I'd rather
Jeffrey
have
Dahmer
none.
skin.
I'd rather just stick to like whatever look you're going for the game from the get go. But
I agree.
Bruce Lee might sell. So
yeah, I think it depends on how to look. I mean, you look at the mobile version though, like they have some sick skins like that. It is, and then if you look at the website, I mean, you don't need to like get it up or anything, Crash, but on the website itself, I mean, they go into how it's tactical and like uncompromised immersion, military simulation, tactical extraction, realism, military. Like this is all the keywords that like you want to hear, right? And so I don't we're not gonna get Teletubbies. We're getting Teletubbies and Call of Duty.
But I mean, ever since they first put out their like original like mobile trailer, it was super grounded
Their
in
trailers are
realism.
Do you remember we watched
trailers are
that?
great too.
We covered that on the show.
Man.
Remember that? And we were just like, and then we were all heartbroken because it was mobile.
That it was mobile.
And now here we are. What is that? It was probably like a little over a year ago, I want to say, right? Like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And now here we are, and it's on PC. So that's funny because we all saw that and we were like, oh my God, this is the game. This is the game. And it's mobile. It just crushed.
Yep. I remember that exactly thing. Like it came out, we're like, dude, this looks like Tarkov. This trailer is sick, man. And then we're like, oh, it's a mobile game. Like, no,
I guess.
no.
Yeah, that was devastating for sure.
So yeah, and it's just crazy. Like it kind of got completely out of my mind. I never even thought my brain never even went to, if they brought this to PC, it would be huge. Until they announced it, I'm like, this could be pretty.
Yeah, I remember I was looking for a way to play this on PC somehow, just to get that fixed, but there was just no good way other than
that should have
really,
been like a clue. They said that they were banning emulators and stuff and not letting people play it on PC. And like that might have been a clue.
maybe they're getting ready for it. Yeah, and it's cool too. There's even like there's a really cool like 12v12 mode on the mobile as well that I really hope also comes to PC.
I will say I think this is all really good. I'm really excited to see the beta and how it plays, and hopefully you guys get access to it so we can talk about it here, because I doubt I don't think I'll upgrade by then, but I'm really excited for this, and I do think this is Breakout Infinite is like the alternative, kind of like in my mind this would be the direct alternative to Tarkov, right? And then Delta Force would be Tarkov more for a casual Call of Duty audience, and this is more hardcore, whereas Delta Force would be a little bit more lackadaisical, if that makes sense. So if you're like a Tarkov person or even Gray Zone, I mean, the options here, like this and other ones like we talked about, this is great. And then if you want something a little bit more casual, Delta Force is gonna, you'll be able to slide in Delta Force and do it's definitely more casual than this for sure. So I think the options that we're seeing, and this is Tencent also, correct? So I mean, they're honestly crushing it lately with at least the announcements.
Most people might not agree
with
Tencent, and the way they do some of their business dealings. They're buying it. They're buying it all. Yeah, they're buying it all.
Yeah, I mean, from a consumer standpoint, though, like I feel like this is kind of stuff that we've talked about for over a year on this show. We've been kind of wanting games like this, or at least the option to play different games with a certain feel, and whether it's extraction or whatnot. And now we're finally getting it from whether it's Tencent games, Gray Zone, Division coming out. You know, there's a lot of
But I
options
think
coming here, for
because
sure.
the way the gaming community has been lately and the way the industry has been with early access release dates and stuff like that,
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
just like everyone's kind of walking on like really uneven ground, just making sure, okay, is this game
Yeah.
gonna make it? Okay, is this game gonna make it? So
Right.
Yeah, it's wild.
The money's behind it, though. That's for sure, and
Yeah,
it looks great. The weapon customization's ridiculously insane. I think I mean, it looks just like Tarkov. I know you talked about it in one of your videos, Crash. 500 attachments. I don't know the weapon count yet. They didn't say, but you have over 500 attachments and over 30 slots on your weapon. So obviously, that's like if you put additional pick rails on like on your hand guards that are M-Log and stuff like that. Like you 30 attachment slots on the weapon. It's just nuts. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's going to be a ton of stuff in there. They have infinite money behind them with Tencent. Tencent's huge. I talked about it on my video. And people are like, "Ooh, it's from China. I'm not playing it." It's like, do you not realize what you're saying? Like,
better stop going shopping.
you would stop playing.
If you're like that, like you can't do anything, man. And so if you're gonna be like that, like don't try to like virtue signal with like what games you play and stuff. It's just not gonna work. Like you're not gonna be able to pull that off. And also like Tencent owns Riot Games. They own League of Legends and Valorant. They own a bunch of Ubisoft. They for a long time owned a bunch of Activision. Like it's just like you're not going to get away from them. So all we can really hope is that they use their resources to make a cool game. And the monetization isn't too bad. And it so far looks like a completed Tarkov. With
the money behind it, the money behind it to like you said, complete it, right? Tarkov's Blue said it best earlier. Tarkov's been 8+ years in the making. And this studio has, or the publisher has, all the money in the world behind them. So definitely they're going to have a finished product. I think that's pretty evident with kind of what we're seeing from them. So this game looks awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah. So the playtest for this is Wednesday, right? Like not this
next
Wednesday, but the next
the 8th.
Wednesday.
Yeah, the beta for the 8th. I'm not sure. They keep opening up more codes. You can sign up on their website, and if you're a creator, you can fill out that stuff too. And then who knows when it will end up launching. But I will say they've been doing extensive testing with Delta Force. Like that stuff's been in testing with players, like real life players, all year since the end of since like middle of last year. So you know it seems like they're pretty diligent and just not rushing stuff out, which is nice. So we'll have to see if they do it with this game also.
Yo, Buff, you need to get your boy. Justin bought Tarkov. You let him do that? Dang it, man.
Hey, I didn't. He didn't talk to me first, but it goes directly with what we were saying with this, like a more casual version of Tarkov, meaning like you can actually view the maps in game and things like that. Like he was playing it this morning and messaged me on Discord, and he's just like, I was playing for 2 hours in like the offline mode or whatever, and like I found one extract. I was like, yeah, dude, welcome to Tarkov. You better get that wiki up and put it on another monitor or print that stuff out and put it on your walls in front of you if you want to know where you're going.
Seriously.
Yeah, you can't play Tarkov without a second monitor because you'll have to look up maps and you'll have to look.
And that's just not good. That's just not good gaming, game mechanics, game design, in my opinion. But
I will tell you, Justin, mapgenie.io. That's the website you got to go to look up where to go. So yeah, there's crazy like websites and stuff just so you can get through the game. Kind of wild, but
I think that's another reason with Breakout. So
that's another reason I don't think I'm gonna make like straight up guide content for Gray Zone.
Don't get caught up in it, yeah.
Just so people can like kind of maybe do my small part to promote people like figuring it out on their own, like kind of exploring the map and figuring it out.
It's not too hard to figure it out, I feel like, either.
No, it takes a little bit. People help you in game too, and like
I saw a lot of you guys working together with like friendlies and stuff.
It was cool, man. Yeah, really my first raid was with randoms, man. It was just you know,
or like teams just linking up, like, oh hey, I have this thing, I brought it in, I'll like give it to you and you can do the like. Everyone was
even from another faction. It's like, hey, anyone got this like motel key? You know, that I need to get in there. Yeah, here you go, man. I'll open it up for you. Thanks, man. And I mean, again, there's that trust factor. Hopefully you don't get shot in the back, but I mean, it's possible.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Happened to me
And
in
there's a
Tarkov many
PVE
times.
game mode as well too. That's not locked behind content.
Right,
You know,
you
it's
don't- yeah.
it's you're gonna
It comes
get
with
that.
PvE.
You know,
At launch.
yeah.
Yeah, there's so many
Would
things
you
that comes with
consider
that
that
launch.
an
You can
add-on to
mantle.
the game? Crazy.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, mantling. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of good, and that stuff that didn't come to Tarkov till recently. So, you know,
I hope.
that says a lot. I think the rate at what they're making changes versus the rate at what Tarkov's making changes. We shouldn't compare them, but I will say Gray Zone's doing a great job with the changes. We'll see how that all looks tomorrow. But
Yeah, they started this making the map like only a year ago.
yeah, that's insane. That is
It's wild.
insane.
Yeah.
Obviously, the map needs to be filled in for that, but you know that this
And
is
they will be. They said,
this, yeah, exactly. And the theme of this show is like there is alternatives to Tarkov now, and they're all doing a lot of unique, different things, which is creating options for the consumer or the gamer, which is great for us. So, and again, competition drives success from everyone. So this is all good.
Yep. And I do hope that they split up progression between PvE and PvP. They're not at first, and that's
Right.
another one of the like kind of griefable things that they might have to learn on their own.
Right.
Because I think you could go into PvE, run up your quest, and then when you go into PvP, you're not really gonna be playing the game as it was designed. You're gonna be just looking for people to shoot. So
Right.
the PvP servers might get a little silly.
Vigor. We got to talk about that next show.
Oh yeah, it's not coming out between now and then, right? We can talk about it next week. And still
No,
be...
we'll be
Yeah,
able to not.
We got time.
We don't have to miss it. I feel like, yeah. So
Okay. All right, yeah, because that's a show, guys. I think, don't you? We good?
yeah.
Yeah, I
I think it was
like
a
it.
great show.
Man, what a great show! Holy cow, it was a big one. Thanks everybody for joining. Shout out to Nebula for the ridiculous amount of support. Again,
Yeah,
that was
legend. Thank
crazy.
you, Nebula.
Thank you. All the new folks, there was a lot of viewers today. All the new folks coming through. Please check out these other two guys in the description down below. Also, if you do want to make this part of your audio only, if you want to listen to us on the go, that is available in the description as well. You can click on that. So you can check it out from that link. You can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. If you do and you enjoy it, we ask that you leave a review. Allegedly, it helps push it out to more folks on those platforms. And we would just love to keep growing. With that being said, that's what we ask you to do. If you do want to support the show, just be a friend, tell a friend. Share the link around with your friends. Bring somebody back with you next week. We do this live almost every single Monday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. That's where you'll find us talking about everything going on with FPS news. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's crazy like today, but either way, we like to meet back here and hang out with you guys and talk about what's going on with FPS shooters. So thank you guys so much for a great show. Thank you to Buff and Blue. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every week talking about games. It's fun, man. I look forward to it every week.
Always.
Love it.
That was an unheard of amount of money. Yes. I get it.
It was unheard for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Nebula. Seriously, man.
Crazy. All right, guys, have a great week. Good luck in Lemang if that's where you're headed. I hope to see you out there, and we'll catch you guys next week. See ya.
Take care, everyone. Peace.
Later, guys.